Hello, everyone. I'm in the last one of the series of the seven Christian graces. Um, and we're on charity today, and I want to read 2 Peter 1 5 through 8. It said, besides this, given all diligence, add to your faith virtue. We covered that. Virtue, knowledge. Knowledge, temperance. Temperance, patience. Patience, godliness. Godliness, brotherly kindness. I just did that one last, and to brotherly kindness, charity. For these, if these things be in you and abound, they make you that you shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Jesus Christ. So, with this concluded, charity is the last one of these seven. They call them Christian graces. And 1 Corinthians 13 says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. Cymbal has something that can add to something it's playing, but as a solo, it just wouldn't be much at all. Who wants to hear a solo of a tinkling cymbal? And it goes on to say, though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, though I have faith so that I could remove mountains. Boy, that'd be good. If you could remove a mountain with your faith and come back to church and tell people about it, wouldn't that be something? But if you didn't have any charity, they wouldn't want to listen. So we need charity. It says, and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. That'd be a mighty good man to give all his goods to the poor. Charity suffers long and is kind. Suffering long, we do that, but that's good. But that's only one part of it. It's kind. We've talked about that. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. Is not puffed up. Does not behave itself unseemly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Beareth all things. Believeth all things. Hopeth all things. Endureth all things. Charity never faileth. Boy, I like that fail-proof way, that if we have that, we won't fail. Whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when that is which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away with. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. It's kind of disheartening to see gray-headed babies, or in some instances, little gray and bald-headed babies. For though now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face, now I know in part, but then shall I know even as I am known. Now abide of faith, hope, and charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. And boy, if it's greater, faith, hope, and charity, I wouldn't give anything for my hope. Faith is good. We're adding to our faith. But it said charity is the greatest of these three. Colossians 3:14 says, and above all things put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. So if you've got faith, virtue, knowledge, temperance, patience, and patience, godliness, and godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. It's the bond of perfectness. You know, I've been where I hadn't been doing as good at times in these 43 years, and I think I don't know what the problem is. I believe I've got patience. I believe I've got this, and I believe I've got that. But if you don't have charity, it's just a thought of mine. I'm not telling you that you have to see it this way, but it's the bond. It's what holds the rest of it together. You might have the individual parts, but that charity puts it all together. Brother Edwin Spurgeon, I love to hear him, and he has I've heard him talk about that old dog whose bark changed like someone that's testifying who got into charity and edification. I can't do it like he did, but he did the dog the way he barked, and it had a different sound. Charity has a different sound. It edifies. Love is self-sacrificing, never-ending, all-encompassing. And that's what Jesus exhibited when he was here, when he came to earth to die for sin. It's that very same love that God desires to see lived out in our lives today. It's also for the lack of this love that many do not have peace and assurance that they desire. Strictness is good. Jesus, when that lawyer asked him, he said, love thy neighbor as thyself. It's good to have all the rest of them. But, Jesus could have, he had an opportunity and a platform to say whatever he wanted to say. So that love and charity, that's so great. When you living in that pure love, God will be first, others second, and self will be relegated to the last place. Your whole desire is to manifest the love of God and the love of Christ to everyone. We're looking for the secret. Oh, I wish I knew what the secret was to this. He said God is love. He didn't say that God likes love or God has love, but he said God is love. When you get right down to it, you just can't fake these. You just can't fake these things. They're big. Somebody this morning died short of what they needed to, but you're allowed to be here, and you're allowed to be in your right mind. He told us, now abideth faith, hope, and charity. Abide means to stay. A lot of things in life don't stay. They don't last. They don't stay with us. But these abide with us. These three must be protected at all costs. It must remain even if everything else goes. If there's anything the enemy comes to kill, steal, or destroy, it would be our love for each other. If I came home with my children, I got a son, he's 51 and my daughter's 49, but back when they was at home, if I came home and I told them before I left, I told them I was going to go off for a little while, and I tell my son, I want you to mow the yard, I want you to rake, and whatever I tell them to weed eat, blow, whatever, and then I tell my daughter, I want you to vacuum and dust and clean around. And so I come home and they meet me at the door, and they can't wait to tell me that, Dad, I did all of that. Daddy, I did all of that. And I'm happy. And maybe I look and I see on my daughter's face a little mark, and I say, baby, what is that right there? And I realized that came from her brother, because it was just her. I said, you and your brother didn't get into it, did you? And even though they did what I asked them to do, if they don't have that love, don't you know it grieves God when we don't love one another? So we need to guard these things. We need to guard them as close as we can. You might lose your car, you might lose this or that, but just don't leave that. They had a commercial. It was American Express, I believe it was. And it said, don't leave home without it. Charity. Don't leave home without it. We can't afford to be without charity. Charity is it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And it does all those things I read a while ago. It suffers long and is kind. Charity, one place said, covers a multitude of sins. We must have charity. And it's a lot included in charity. But I just, like I said before, I could preach those 7 Christian graces all at once. It'd probably been close to an hour, but I broke them down into the 7. Today is the last of the 7. And if you want to see another series, let me do another series on something, I'll pray about it. I've had different requests for things, and I think, I can't do that if God don't help me. But He has helped me, I think, on those things, and I'll be glad to try. So if you need me, you can call or text me. I'm in the Holiness directory. Or if you're not holiness and you're out there and want to contact me, text or phone 256-508-4410. May God bless you is my prayer. Until the next time.